Boom! What's going on, everyone? This is Steve Larsen. Welcome to Sales Funnel Radio. Today I'm going to talk to you guys about sympathy versus empathy, and as it relates to my coaching. Now, I originally was starting this episode on a different topic, but this other really cool side rant came out. So we're going to go over and we're going to talk about sympathy versus empathy and how I coach people. When do I have sympathy and when do I have empathy? Let's get over there.
I've spent the last 4 years learning from the most brilliant marketers today. And now I've left my 9-to-5 to take the plunge and build my $1 million business. The real question is, how will I do it without VC funding or debt, completely from scratch? This podcast is here to give you the answer. Join me and follow along as I learn, apply, and share marketing strategies to grow my online business, using only today's best internet sales funnels. My name is Steve Larsen, and welcome to Sales Funnel Radio.
I do the one funnel away challenge at ClickFunnels, and meaning I'm the guy that gets on and yells every day at you, boom, right? And I yell a lot. And it's funny, man. Like, I'm just going to tell you a few observations I see from that. When people come in, they're expecting me to say something that makes them go, oh, you mean all I have to do is click this button and I'll make millions? You know, it's like, first of all, no. All the ClickFunnels is probably the closest to that of anything that's out there, right? Where you're just pushing a button and making money. Okay. Number two, though, like the thing that they're always fighting is like, it's weird, dude. Like I'm saying dude, I'm sorry. Sorry, dudettes, those who are on here as well. Okay. I was looking at some stats and I saw that like 85% of my following is guys. So if you're a woman, thank you so much. What's up? Thank you for being here. Shout out to other women that are here as well. Feel free to tell others. I'm not, anyway, it's the boom, it's the beard, the hat. I don't know, whatever. But anyway, if you're walking around, right, and you've got all these people trying to tell you about these opportunities, understand that there's, like I was saying, multiple ways to go about it. Okay, you don't have to go in and just spend your money or other people's money. Okay, and in this one funnel away challenge, people often, when I'm telling them new ways and new methods, just because they're not in college, just because they're meeting those methods are not in, or they're not in the mainstream books that are out there, or the mainstream media, right? Doesn't mean they're not true, right? Truth does not require consensus. I heard Myron Golden say that on the yacht that I was just on. It's it's a great quote. Okay, truth does not require consensus. Right, which is awesome. It's really good news, okay? But it's also really sucky because most of us feel, like we're running the game alone for a little while. Anyway, I promise I'm not talking in circles. There's a point to all this. I want you to understand that the biggest thing I fight from people when they're brand new is, number one, they want me to say some kind of tactic where they push a button. And number two, what they're fighting is they have to go through. Pain's not the right word, but sometimes shift can feel like pain. They have to go through this shift. It's like uninstall crap in their head and reinstall beliefs, right? And a lot of them, what I've noticed, it comes down to them shedding beliefs about the way they were taught about money from their parents, okay? And the way they were taught about money from other people that they considered authority figures. It has more to do with their beliefs around money than whether or not the strategies I'm teaching are real. Okay? And so like while I'm telling you this, I'm trying to prep your brain so that when you see these 4 costs, you're not like, well, okay, that makes sense, right? And you put some wall up and you're like, well, that works for Steven because he's Steven. Man, I was not Steven 3 years ago, right? It's only 3 years, really, that Sales Funnel Radio has been out. And when I started publishing, like, my acceleration just went through the roof. It was nuts, okay? That's why I keep telling everyone to freaking publish, okay? It'll change your life, okay? But, like, does that make sense, though? Like, anyway, let's go into them. And just be wary of what I tell you right here. If you feel yourself having this little negative knee-jerk reaction that you're not quite controlling but you're still having, check yourself, okay? Sit back and be like, why am I having this, right? If I'm saying something and I'm like, hey, please be a capitalist pig and get as rich as possible, okay? That's something I tell you guys all the time, right? It gives you more power. It gives you more ability to help people in this world. Get rich purposefully, right? I've never seen anybody make $1 million who wasn't trying to, okay? Get out there, like, have intent about it, okay? But as I'm saying those things, I know, just because I worked with tens of thousands of people now through my coaching programs, One Funnel Away, 2 Comma Club, my own stuff, right? I know people feel this little, like, knee-jerk reaction, right? I'm pulling my knee up like you guys can see it. But Steven, but I was taught this way. But that means I have to experience growth personally in order to consume and actually believe that belief, right? Like all these little things. I'm not making fun of you. I just want you to be wary of the things that you're telling yourself, okay? So that when I say this to you, you don't go, oh, well, of course he's gonna say that, okay? Don't do that crap. That's the stuff that's keeping you back, okay? That is the stuff that you have to self-identify and be like, oh my gosh, I have some false beliefs. I didn't realize they were there. Right? And that's not easy to do. And I know it's not easy. And I noticed one of the major reasons why someone will stop in some of the programs I'm teaching is not because what I'm teaching is altogether hard, right? Because it's just new, right? So it's just new. But what I notice is that a lot of them stop because they are hitting a personal growth zone that they weren't expecting, and it's getting uncomfortable. And so they start looking around and saying things like, hey, Steven, this is really good, but it's just a lot of material. I'm like, oh, is that the excuse you're using to slowly back away from doing what I told you need to do? Is that the excuse you're using so that you can back away and try to logically justify removing yourself from growing? That's some fiery crap, and I know it is, but I say that stuff on my programs because like people need to understand what's going on, right? It's not that what I'm teaching and what I'm about to show you guys is not true. It's that like how well are you adhering, right? How well are you adhering is the wrong word. I hate constriction. I don't do well with someone trying to constrict or confine me. Like I'm bad at that. It's the wrong word. My bad. Right? How well are you growing? You against you, not somebody else. You against your clock, not someone else's clock that might have done what you wanted to do faster. Okay? How well do you understand the Guys, half of getting over your own false beliefs is just understanding what is a false belief that you have. As soon as you understand, this is not an area I was planning on talking on at all, but as soon as you understand, like, okay, these are the false beliefs that I'm hitting, okay, that's half the battle of just overcoming them. Because now that you've identified it, you can just kind of like reinstall it, be like, oh crap, that's not true. Where did I learn that? Oh, my parents or a teacher or someone with an authority figure said that to me once, and I've always believed that, but I guess that's not true. Right? For that person, that might have been in that time, in that scenario that they were in, but I shouldn't have acted like his blueprint is my blueprint. You know what I'm saying? Anyways, all I'm trying to teach you guys is like when I say these things on this podcast, or when I say like, look, go get rich, right? And you have those little internal like, but, right? You guys know what I'm talking about, right? You know what I'm talking, because I've gone through the same thing. I still do, right? I know which ones I'm hitting right now, and I'm trying to overcome them. Me against me, okay? But what I'm telling you guys, like, the easiest way for you to fall out is for you to carry a banner of something that, right? Most people, what I found is they are looking to have some kind of logical release from the pressure of moving forward. Positive pressure, right? Growth pressure, pressure you get in the gym, okay? Steven, I know that I have the capacity and the know-how to start a podcast or publish or something like that. I don't know if I have the time, or I haven't quite found my voice yet, or what, right? And people make an excuse. They pick it up like a flag. They use it like a banner, and that's what they use as a theme to run out of my world, okay? It's like, I see it all the time, man. It's like, I am a coach. I am a content provider. That's the core of my business. I coach and I make content. Coaching content, right? Coach content. That's it. That's the core of my business. That's what feeds my business, I should say. Okay? Everything else, right? It's still good, but it's an appendage to my business. All right? So when I go out and I'm teaching and I'm seeing these thousands of people doing the core of my business itself, I would be an idiot to not see patterns, right? There's 6,000 people in this last One Funnel Away challenge. 6,000, like, it's funny, like we are all individual people, but our brains still tend to work logically the same kind of way, emotionally the same kind of way. So when I say something like, all right, guys, what you're going to do this time is you're going to go build a funnel. And everyone's like, but how do I build a funnel? And I'm like, I just told you, click add funnel. But where is it? I'm like, it's the big orange button in the center at the top of the screen. Click add funnel, right? I'm like, what? But how do I do it? I'm like, are you freaking kidding me? Now you're just trying to, you just want me to tell you that you're not a good fit? So you release yourself from taking action. I will never do that, okay? I will never do that. In fact, I was telling a good friend last night, I was like, I have empathy because I've been through that. I have empathy. I've been through that personal growth. I mean, that doesn't stop, right? Your personal growth just increases and the problems you're trying to solve change, okay? So I have empathy. I have empathy for the person who's poor right now and trying to make it work, okay? Because I've been there, man. That was like 3-4 years of my life. It was so hard. It was very hard emotionally, okay? Very hard on my self-esteem. I'm just being open with you about that, okay? Okay? But like, you need to understand that like, I don't have sympathy. All right? I have empathy. I don't have sympathy for that scenario and that person who's trying to get me to say, you're probably not a good fit for that. So then when they go back to their friends and their family and they ask, how was the One Funnel Away Challenge, right? Or they ask, how was Steve Larsen's program? How was Secret MLM Hacks? How was OfferLab? How was this? How was that? And they don't, right? And they didn't have success. They're trying to save face. They're trying to save status. So then when they walk back to their friends and family, their relatives, whoever knew that they were doing the program, they can walk back to them and say, oh, I'm probably not a good fit because X, Y, and Z. And the other person goes, oh, okay. And it saves face, saves status. I'm not going to give you that card. I'm not giving you that card. I'm not going to give you ever. Okay. So because I believe that you're better than you think you are, a lot of you, right? A lot of you guys know you're better than you are, which is great, right? And I am. And we're all trying to progress and trying to grow. This is about the 4 costs, okay? Anyway, but like this is a really massive recurring theme I'm beginning to see where it's like, hey, here's the patterns. And we know they work because of all these thousands of scenarios and all these hundreds of people. We're over 500 Two Comma Club award winners now. 500. Like, how much more social proof does someone need to start taking some freaking action in their life? That's not the problem. The problem is somebody who goes in, they step up and they say, oh, I'm going to go make my first funnel. I'm going to go make my first sales message. I'm going to do a webinar for the first time. Steven, I'm going to do a podcast. Woo! Right? And they go pay me for it. Or they get in one of my programs. And then they say, then I tell them exactly what to do because it's just a freaking pattern. Okay? It's all a framework. It's all a model. It's all, right? It's all a pattern. And then what they do is they step back and they say something like, well, I just don't know that I say, did you get the thing done that I signed you to do last week? And they say, well, no, I haven't quite done it yet. I went through the videos. So you're telling me you went through the videos, you learned the patterns and the models and the frameworks I'm teaching you, but you didn't take action on it? That screams internal hang up. That screams massive, massive voice going on inside the head. And I'm not throwing rocks at the fact that you're having that. Okay, you understand? Everyone has that. On every new opportunity that we take, everyone has that. Okay? Everyone sits back and they're like, we all do that, guys. It's part of the demons in the head game that we all get, not just in entrepreneurship, in every single thing that we do in our lives. Okay? But you have to be able to, I'm not throwing rocks at the fact that it happens. I'm throwing rocks at the fact that people use it as a banner to leave. Okay? And rather than take the opportunity to grow, they step back and they say things like, well, Steven, I really want to be able to do this. It's not a good time for me. Man, bull crap, okay? No time's a good time, okay? That's freaking garbage. I'm going to call BS on that. I'm going to tell you, like, again, I have empathy, no sympathy though, okay? I have no sympathy. I'm not going to sit back and be like, oh, you're probably right. That's not a good coach. Okay? I'm not here to make you feel good. I'm not here to make you feel better. I'm here to make you better, right? That's the role that I serve. It's not for me to be like this, oh, it's okay. Let me care about your emotions more than your output. Okay? Right? Let me go and let's I don't care about effort, guys. I care about outcomes. Okay? And so if you haven't had the outcome happen yet, usually and most people would say like, well, I tried. I made effort, not outcomes. Okay? I don't pay for my own people. They know this. I don't pay for effort. Okay? No one does. Okay? That's just freaking capitalism, baby. That's what it is, right? I don't pay for effort. I only pay for outcomes. Steven, I'm so sorry. I didn't like, my content team is so freaking awesome. But none of them, they all know this. Like none of them step back to me and say, well, Steven, I tried to get the episode out on time, but I tried, but I just didn't because Glee was on. I don't know. Right? You know what I'm saying? Like no one does that. And you gotta treat this like a business, right? And my content team is just so freaking awesome. Oh my gosh. Because they all know that, right? My funnel building team that I've built, I'm not the only one building funnels in my company anymore, which is so nice. But they all know that, right? They know I'm paying for outcomes, not effort. But the same is true for you and your real growth. But most people don't do that. And they sit back and they're like, funny. It's like such a freaking rant right now. I have it going for 18 minutes. Apparently it's needed to come out. I'm trying to help people. I self-identify when they are in effort mode, which is like pansy zone, and when they're in outcome mode, which is like, I know it might hurt because I need to grow, but I'm willing to feel a little pain in order to get the outcome in myself and the change that myself requires to have a successful business. Okay, it's so funny, man. When we first started doing these programs, we all thought I'd be teaching marketing tactics. Like, and that's what I was doing for the first few months. I teach these epic strategies. Like, no one was doing it though. I was like, are you kidding me? Like, people paid $100,000 for me to do that for us to do that strategy in their business. People paid $50,000 for me to do this specific strategy in their business. And you want more strategies all the time? Like, what's the next strategy? What's the next strategy? What's the next strategy? Like, man, what else is going on here? Okay, we have this symptom running around where it's like, I don't want to feel any kind of growth. Don't tell me to change, Steven. Oh my gosh, no, right? And then they wait for me and they get on the calls. And because they want to feel the semblance of growth and they want to feel the semblance of progression, they keep getting on the calls with me. And they say, I got on the call today. I feel momentum. I'm doing it, even though they haven't done anything. You guys getting this? Just trial close you. You guys see how this might have fit in for like, anyways, you guys understand like the position that I'm in is extremely unique, and I know that, and that's why I'm saying this, and I guess that's the reason I'm doing this episode, okay? The reason I'm saying this is because people have a heart, like, until they get a little tough with themselves, not that you have to be tough, but I'm saying honest. When they get honest with themselves about where they are and where they're not, and where their efforts are providing real fruits, and where they're not, and where they're trying to get released from growth, right? And where they're actually growing. Until someone actually sees and identifies that in their life. Like, Stephen, I don't have my first funnel up yet. I just don't have any time. And then you go and have them do a time study and they're watching like freaking 4 hours of Netflix a day. Are you kidding me? It's like, I got no sympathy. I won't grant you any. I got empathy because I've been there, right? No sympathy though. And I'm never going to give somebody that privilege, right? I'm never going to give somebody that the release, the license better, right? The license of this is what you need to be doing, right? Anyway, I hope that this episode has made sense. And if it's kind of twinged you in the brain a little or in the heart and you're like, gah. All right, I'm not trying to make anyone mad. What I'm trying to help you do is self-identify where your false beliefs about this whole game are. Right? What are your false beliefs about this? Stephen, I would totally move forward on this. But for me right now, don't you dare throw the right now in time thing at me. I hate that one. It drives me up the freaking wall. I just don't have time to pull this off. Are you serious? Are you kidding me? I was full-time, like I was in the Army, full-time college, okay? Married, kids, okay? I did everything that I could. I had to learn how to learn faster in college so I could squeeze out 2 to 3 hours of funnel building time a day. That's what I did. I hardly slept for a little while. That's okay. Was it worth it? You better freaking believe it. Yes, right? I don't do that now, right? I believe in hustle, but not like 24/7 hustle. Sorry, Gary Vee, okay? I don't, okay? There's a time and season for everything. So I go into these I call it's the hustle and harvest phase, okay? Where I'm going to hustle and I'm going to build the thing because time is valuable, right? And I'm going to go and I'm going to build my thing quickly. I'm going to hustle and I'm going to be willing and open to experience pain in order to get it done personally, right? On an internal belief level, not just like, I'm not going to sleep or I'm going to wear a badge of honor not sleeping for 3 days, #funnel hacker. Like, I think that's crap, okay? There's times and seasons for funnel hacking at massive hustle speeds where you don't sleep, you don't, like, I get that. But that's not the point. And that's not sustainable, right? That's not why I do what I do, right? So I go and I hustle and then I harvest. Okay, and in the harvest phase, I'm building a lot of systems. That's something that goes in my mind. It's like, I used to call it build and harvest, but it's an alliteration with hustle and harvest. And it ties in with something everyone talks about right now anyway. So it's now hustle and harvest. Okay, hustle, harvest, okay? I don't always run hard. Man, sometimes I'll sit back and watch The Office for the 4th time. You know what I mean? Sometimes, and that's okay, man. That's why I'm doing it. I'm not trying to always be on 100% output. I've had multiple people in the past little bit ask me, like, Steven, do you ever take a break? I'm like, yeah. I took a huge break last night. It was awesome. It was so nice. It was so cool. I didn't do anything. I was so lazy. Funnel Hacking Live, at the time of recording this, is in 1 week, right? And I'm doing a combination between massive concentrated effort on my slides and my speech, right, that I'm giving there, which I'm so excited about, right, mixed with massive aggressive relaxation, right, which I know is, anyway. But anyways, hopefully you understand what I'm saying on that. Hustle, harvest, hustle, harvest, hustle, harvest. And it's the hustle phase, which is what I'm trying to get people to get into with One Funnel Way and my programs, and 2ComCo X and all these things. What I'm trying to do is I'm trying to get people to identify in themselves what they are deciding to hold themselves back with because they don't want to experience growth. Okay, again, empathy, no sympathy. This went a completely different turn than I thought it would, so I'm going to do another episode right after this teaching you guys the 4 costs. All right, guys, hopefully that helps. I challenge you. I challenge you to write just one false belief you've been using as a banner to not move forward in your life. Okay, I challenge you to do that. And I challenge you, you got bonus points for this one if you decide to post about it. Okay, do some kind of publishing about it. Okay, like, hey, look, I've realized I've identified, I want this, but, and it's not vulnerability, it's not weakness, it's truth. Okay, I'm just gonna tell the truth here and tell everybody, like, I've been wanting to go do this, but I haven't done it in my life because I've had a hard time with these beliefs and overcoming them, but I know they're false. Like, anyway, just thought I'd let everyone know, like, that's what I'm working on. So here's kind of my plan to get over it. Like, I promise, like, you're gonna have an army of people who are excited for you and help you overcome that when you do that. That's why I'm saying it. Okay, so I challenge you to identify what's been holding you back. And anyways, guys, thanks so much. Hopefully you enjoyed this episode. If you have been, I'm trying to convince iTunes that this is like some of the best stuff that's on the internet. Could you go to iTunes and leave me a review? That actually would really, really, really help. I look in there, there's 100 reviews right now, which is awesome, and I'm so thankful. But then I look at other shows that aren't nearly as good, in my opinion, right? They don't give all this stuff away like this. Most people charge for the stuff I give on the show, and I know that. But then they'll have like freaking 2,000 reviews. I'm like, what on earth is happening here? Are you serious? So maybe I'm just not asking enough. I would love reviews if you wouldn't mind. Guys, thanks so much. Hopefully you did enjoy the episode. I'd love an honest review as well. And we'll see you guys in the next one. Bye.
Oh yeah, wasn't that awesome? Hey, just real quick, a few months ago, Russell asked me to write a chapter for a secret project he was doing. And I had to write a chapter for a book, and this was the prompt. This was the letter I got from him. He said, hey Steven, let me ask you a quick question. You suddenly lose all your money, along with your name and your reputation, and only have your marketing know-how left. You have bills piled high and people harassing you for money over the phone. Plus, you have a guaranteed roof over your head, a phone line, an internet connection, and a ClickFunnels account for only 1 month. You no longer have your big guru name, your following, your JV partners. Other than your vast marketing experience, you're an unknown newbie. What would you do from day 1 to day 30 to save yourself? Russell Brunson. Hey, if you want to see my answer and a bunch of other marketers that also had answered that in this amazing book and summit, just go to 30days.com/Steven. Again, you can see the entire summit, you can see the book, you can see what we wrote in there, and each of our detailed plans, just go to 30days.com/Steven. That's 30 as in 30, 30days.com/Steven, STEPHEN. Guys, enjoy.